Hi, my name's Daniel Cherney. I'm a sports reporter at a major Australian newspaper, and I often work at places like Etihad Stadium. My name's Daniel Cherney, and I'm a sports reporter at a major Australian newspaper. When I was a kid in school, I really liked maths, and I think sport had a big role in that. An average workday for me, well, it generally involves writing, but what happens around the writing can be a whole range of things. So it might be going to cover a game at a place like Etihad Stadium. It might involve going to call people and calling clubs and managers and that sort of thing. Press conferences, press releases, yeah, there's a whole range of things. Well, at the end of the day, people want to know what's happening in sport, and they want to understand at a deeper level. And a lot of the time, while you're obviously telling stories, you also need to illustrate stories with stats. So journalism is about stories, but in order to illustrate stories, you need proof. And the proof generally comes from maths, it comes from stats. When I was in school, I always liked maths growing up. I think I always liked numbers. And I think part of that came from my love of sport. So the two sort of fed into each other, I think. I'm pretty sure I learnt my 6 times table by calculating goals in footy. So, you know, if I saw an AFL game, and I've seen that many footy games growing up, that I know that 16 goals 5 is 16 times 6, which is 96, plus 5 is 101. And that sort of thing just becomes second nature because you're doing a lot of it in school, and you're learning it a lot. You're watching a lot of sport, and combined they all come together. And yeah, those two fed off nicely into each other, and I really enjoyed maths. And I think sport has a big part to do with that. A big part in cricket in limited overs matches is run rates, and if a team is chasing down a total, it's how many runs they'll need to win off a certain amount of overs. So say the first team batting made 200, and the other team has 100 after 30 overs. So they need 101 runs to win off 20 overs. So that's 101 divided by 20, which is just over 5. So then you'll know they need 5 runs per over to win from that point on in the game. Our statistics are vital in sport. There's really no way around it because at the end of the day, so much of sports writing is comparative, and statistics are how you compare two players or two teams or two competitions or two anything or two or more. So without stats, unless you're comparing, how would you compare Adelaide and Geelong unless you had stats? Or how would you compare Ricky Ponting and Steve Waugh and their respective careers unless you had stats? You look at the Socceroos and how they were going in their Asian qualifying tournaments. So you might look at how much better they play at home compared to how they play away. So say they played 20 home qualifiers and 20 away qualifiers, and they'd won 15 of their home qualifiers but only won 7 of their away qualifiers. Well, you'd compare those two sets of data to show how much better a side they are at home than they are away. Big sporting events and get up and close with sports stars, and without maths, the job wouldn't nearly be the same.